Hello, I'm ABX Toycat and welcome back to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to build a giant ocelot / cat house in Minecraft. And you might hear that and think, oh, so we're going to learn how to build a house for our cat. That's kind of cool, I guess. But no, I'm going to be showing you how to build a house inside a giant ginger cat. So the reason I'm doing this is because in one of my fun houses I did videos, I mentioned how having a giant animal as a house is a pretty cool idea if you're willing to put in the time. And a lot of people ask for tutorials on the various houses, whether it's the horse / llama ocelot, whether it's the panda, whether it's the zombie. And I figured I would, build a cat because I kind of wanted to anyway, and give you a tutorial on how to turn it into a house. So please do like to if you do like it, because it helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do like it. I want to see more stuff like this on the channel. But let's get straight into it already, shall we? With the first most obvious place, which is saying that this can be done in both survival and creative. If you're doing the survival, make sure you get several stacks of yellow stained clay first, and several stacks of orange stained clay, as well as quite a bit of blocks of quartz, because this is going to be our white, our very orange, and our slightly orange, because that's kind of what orange cats are made of. It's a reasonably easy color scheme, but yeah, lots of this, quite a bit of this, quite a bit of this. So yeah, with that said, let's get straight into it with the legs. So yeah, the legs are going to have to be our entrance point into this cat. You can make it happen below ground, or you can just have an entrance in the kind of side there. That's what we'll be doing here. So, it's going to be as simple as this is going to be the paw. It's going to be a 4x4 shape. Easy as this, just make it white. And then next to it with a tiny gap, because cats have the tiny gap there, make sure you just do the same over here, and boom, you've got yourself, a magical cat leg thing. And obviously you might want to leave a space for the door, like I said, but, for now we'll just leave it like that, and we'll make that later. So yeah, for the first, like several blocks, you want to go up like this. I'm going to recommend like 3 or 4, and this is kind of like the cat's little, paw thing. I don't know exactly why it's white, but it is. I mean, I don't understand enough about cats and the way they evolve and stuff, but a ginger cat in particular has white paws a lot of the time. I know I have a black cat that has white paws, and I know a lot of white cats that have black paws, but paws on cats like to be very different colors, and that's something you want to bear in mind. See, now you're learning about cats and Minecraft building. But yeah, you want to go just a few blocks up like this. We'll actually go a 4th block just to keep it all even and stuff, and then what we'll do from there is we'll go ahead and start with the first orange. So technically, this isn't really a ginger cat, because orange is barely ginger, yellow is barely ginger. If you look at this, can you count this as orange? I don't even know, but it looks vaguely, it's the closest thing to the orange you need for a ginger cat to me, and that's why we're going to use it today. So yeah, after you've gone for your 4th block up, you want to go the same number of blocks up with the yellow stained clay, or the ginger. We'll call it ginger just for the sake of this video. And then boom, before you know it, you've gone and got yourself a pair of legs. So isn't that wonderful? So yeah, if you just go another 4 blocks like this, you'll end up with a nice pair of legs. And of course, if you're doing this in survival, the first thing I recommend you do after this, because in survival this can be really, really tricky, is go ahead and make yourself a ladder up to the top of the legs. So we've got some ladders with us just so I can show you, because you'll need this for the entrance to your house anyway. I mean, in creative you don't really need an entrance to your house, but yeah, regardless, you'll probably want an entrance to the house. So yeah, make sure you actually put some ladders inside one of these legs, because it's going to be your way in and out of the cat. But yeah, as we finish up this second leg, you'll actually be able to notice that boom, we have ourselves like disembodied cat legs chilling in the middle of nowhere, and you can vaguely see how that's going to look like a cat right there, can't you? I mean, I can see it anyway. So yeah, cat and cat paws, and also we'll just have a very sneakily hidden little ladder thing inside here that'll take us up to the main body of the cat, because this does need to be a house and a cat, and this will be the main kind of floor of the thing. But yeah, next up, after you've done this, you want to kind of go forward, I think it's something like 14 blocks from this one, and then make another pair of cat legs. So I don't need to show you how to do the same thing twice, although I technically did. I guess I don't need to show you how to do the same thing twice, so I'm going to go ahead and skip to 14 blocks ahead and then do some cats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that 14 including this one? I think that's 14 including this one. So 14 block gap, and then boom, place your cat paw. So then do the same thing here, and so on and so forth. I'll get back to you when I have another pair of disembodied cat legs. As ridiculous as that is to say. Okay, so now we've got our second pair of disembodied cat legs again. Seems very weird to say, but this is what you're going to need to have. It basically looks like you have 4 weird pipes, or like almost like a cigarette, a very weird fat cigarette. But you got 4 of these, and now we're going to turn this into a cat, because although you could leave it like this, I'm sure you kind of want to finish the rest. And this is a kind of easy process to connect the legs up, because it's just going to be like, okay, we'll just go ahead, do that, and then kind of connect it across. So yeah, go 1 block up, and you want to just go across there like that. And then you want to go, first of all, 4 blocks this way, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we want to go 6 blocks of quartz, because that's going to be white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then finish up the rest with, the ginger again. And then you want to do this again on the other side. So yeah, we got that right. So it's 4, 6, 4. And then if we do the same over here, we'll end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then boom, you've connected up your cat legs. And although we don't quite have a cat here, we now have like kind of a bridge between the two cat legs. And that's something good for me. So yeah, now you've got this in place. You want to kind of work on the underbelly of the cat. Because, you know, the underneath of a ginger cat is usually a different color. Again, the same kind of logic, at least in Minecraft, this is how it works. So what we need to do is going to just fill this with white. This is going to be the floor of our house. So if you want to have a different color, if you want to have a cat with a dark black belly, you could probably do that, but you know, for the sake of making a recreation of the ginger cat in Minecraft, we're going to have a nice white belly. And like I said, this is going to be the floor of our thing, so it's also going to... I think quartz is a really nice block to stand on. It makes a house look modern, and yeah, we've got a modern cat house today. So yeah, you just want to fill all of this gap here with the quartz, because this is going to be your cat thing here. So yeah, we'll just go ahead, finish this up. It's actually not going to take us too long. I was like, we could skip this, but it's actually going to be quite fast. And just bear in mind, if you do want to do this build, I'd recommend like kind of pausing each step so you've done it, because if you're currently working like a cat leg, you're probably confused as to where all this cat belly came from. But yeah, if you just do it in simple steps, it gets quite easy. And like that, boom, you've got yourself a body of a cat, and now you've got a table connecting your, your 4 very fat cigarettes. So now moving on from this, you want to work out the body a little bit further and forwards in front and backwards of the thing. Because, again, in Minecraft, the cat goes a little bit further past the legs and a little bit behind the legs. Because it's not just legs, there is a head attached to this thing. But yeah, forward, you want to go 2 blocks like this. And, you know, like on the front of it anyway, because this is going to be the front of our cat if you don't know. I probably should have stated that by now, but yeah, you want to go forward just 2 blocks each on this side, and then on the back, you want to also go 2 blocks. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there we go. And then also, you want to connect this up at the back, and then again, make sure that the edge is showing orange, but then on the inside, we can cover this up with the quartz. So if we just make a little hole for the ladder there, then boom, we've got ourselves the finished belly. And honestly, we can fill up the pipe stuff later. But for now, as you can see, if you look underneath this cat, you'll be able to actually see that boom, it's a ginger belly for cat. And that, to me, this looks kind of normal and good, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, now we've got the underbelly. We've got all of this kind of layer done once we fill this in anyway. Just pretend we fill this in for now. Because, yeah, we want to work on the front of it. Because the next kind of key part is making sure the head is attached. Or I guess the next key part should be making the body kind of kind of, you know, actually tall, because most cat bodies aren't this flat, you know, as cool as this would be. I think that'd be kind of concerning. So, yeah, we want to go ahead, just finish the front up here. Actually, yeah, we'll actually go a couple of blocks forwards here, just so we can connect to the neck a little bit easier. So we go 1 more block forward, and boom. Now, actually, that means we can replace this and put some white stuff there. But for now, yeah, let's go ahead and let's go up the number of blocks that we need to go up. So that should be, if I understand correctly, about 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this should be somewhere near the top of the cat. I don't know if it's 10 or it's going to be 12. I guess we could look at 10, and then we can just work our way up from there. And, yeah, you also want to make sure you leave some room for the ginger stripe. So just make sure you get the general box shape done at this point. So we'll just go ahead and just finish the whole kind of boxy thing like this. And if 10 looks appropriate, we'll go up 10. But if we need 12, we'll go up 12. Again, this is my first time building this, so we'll hope that we get something good out of this. So if we go 10 blocks up, again, it sounds like a number that works there, right? Then we'll see if this looks cat-like enough for us, or if we need to go up another couple of blocks. So, yeah, I really like to build the kind of cube boxer thing, because it means you don't have to fill the whole thing in and potentially mess something up, but it means you get a feel of how it will look once it's filled in. It's kind of like, you know, you've got one of those things where you got to fill it in yourself, a colouring book then, and, you know, you can still see what the thing's going to be before you colour it. You know, you don't have to do that, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So, yeah, I reckon 10 blocks is actually enough for the body. I think 12 would also work, but I think 10's going to be more than enough. And, yeah, it looks kind of like a vehicle now, doesn't it? It looks like a really weird, you know, animatronic cat thing. But hopefully by the time we're done, it'll look like a real cat and non-animatronic cat. So, yeah, this inside space here, inside the box, is where your house is going to be. You might want to start planning this now. If the inside the house is more important to you, you can start being like, well, if we've got 10 blocks up, that means at 5 blocks. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. That means we can have a block there, and this is going to be the second floor. If you want to do that, you totally can. But again, for now, we're going to focus on the outside, and we'll come to the inside later. So yeah, what we'll go ahead and do is focus on this kind of head region. So for the first few blocks up here, you're going to want to put some more ginger. You're going to keep calling this ginger, just so we can, you know, link this up to the head, because there's a little bit of kind of a neck thing before the head happens, and it's at least 4 blocks here. So if we just, we'll go 3 blocks actually, and then boom, this thing here should be the head attached. So again, just going to make sure that looks normal from the outside. It does. So yeah, now we can go ahead and we're going to attach our head thing here. So just go out this way. Since this is a 7x7 hole, if I'm right. So wait, let's actually check that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's not actually 7x7. So that means we probably need to push it down a block for this to actually make sense. Yeah, because if we want 7x7, we're going to need 7x7. So just one more time to check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have to go down one more block. And then boom, we've got ourselves a 7x7 cat head. But that's why you gotta check the measurements. Always make sure that if you want like a cubic head, you actually measure the numbers to make sure it is cubic, because otherwise you end up in a really weird situation where you can imagine. So yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just hook this across to here, and boom, we've got the front of the cat face now. So if we just again, we're just gonna wireframe this for now, just have the very outside of it, just so we can see how it looks and make sure that it is natural and what we want. Because again, there's a lot of winging in this, but it generally, when you're looking at a picture thing, because that's what I got here, it generally can work quite well. And then this should look vaguely like the front of a cat face. Yeah, that works. So now you can see we've got like a cat frame body. If you want, I'd argue you might want to leave it like this. There's something artistic about like the wireframe kind of body thing. But you know, yeah, I'm not going to suggest you actually do that, because we want to focus on actually getting the front of this thing done now. So the funny thing about cats is they like this is true of Ocelots as well, but they all have this like kind of thing sticking out from the front. So first of all, we'll just fill up this mouth, because we're going to be pulling things on top of it later, and then we want to make sure we get our eyes and our thing done. So we're going to need 4 blocks of emerald for this. You can probably use green stained clay, and it doesn't look too much worse, but I think emeralds goes much better with blocks of quartz, because we want to have our eyes here. So yeah, just again, we're going to just wing it here. So if we put 2 emeralds like that, it should make a vaguely cat looking eye face, right? Yeah, I'd say that looks like cat eyes. And now you might be like, Toy Cat, where's the mouth and all that stuff? So, like I said, the mouth kind of sticks out on cats, and it kind of goes like this. Exactly why is beyond me, but we'll use smooth sandstone for now, just to get this kind of look. Because, yeah, their mouth is a very weird, muzzled kind of shape, and if we just do this, it'll be pretty magical. And at the top of the mouth, they have this kind of pink bit, because they have a pink little mouth thing, so we just have some pink like that. Boom, we made a cat face. I think we've done something horribly wrong here, because this does not look normal, but maybe if we just make the eyes a little thinner? There we go. That's a ginger cat face. So I did something horrifically wrong here. Maybe it's making it take up the full face. That must be what it is. So if we go like this maybe, and then remove a block here too. And then, okay, so now if we do this, there we go. That looks more like a natural cat, but there's still something up. I think it must be the clash of the colors. So again, maybe we should have like a more orange style face. I'm not sure what the issue is here, but I do kind of like it. So maybe it's the thing up here. If we have a cat eyebrow. Yeah, we'll have cat eyebrows. That will fix it. There we go. So that's our ridiculous cat face. Usually you want to make sure you leave yourself 8 by a space, or you end up with ridiculous stuff like this. But I do kind of like this. If you want to focus on the better looking cat face, you can. But this for me, I like it. This is the official Ocelot house design as far as I'm concerned. And boom, that's what we've got going on there. So next up, we want to do work on the orange stripes all across the body and the ears. So yeah, the thing that makes the cat a bit more orange than this is that it does have some orange going all the way across, usually just kind of striping across the head. So there's one going just along the top of the head like this. So then we go across a couple blocks over here, and it also goes down the sides like so. This is why the wireframe is handy, because it means we can fill up what we need to afterwards. But for now, we don't want to go all the way across. We want to go like maybe till there-ish, just a little bit over the top. So kind of like it's kind of a weird side-hanging earmuff. And boom, that's what the cat stripe's going to look like. So, yep, that's the right number of blocks. Now we can fill up the rest of this cat face with the ginger, just like so. And you should notice that it'll look like a genuine cat face from every angle except the front, because something's horribly wrong there. But yeah, if we finish the rest of this up, you can see, boom, we've got a very stern-looking, but very, very ginger-looking ginger cat. So that's our cat face. There's just one feature missing, though, and that is cat ears. So, again, if you have any cats, you've probably noticed they do, in fact, have ears, and they have them at the top of their body, at the top of their head, because, you know, cats are weird like that. So, the way you're going to do cat ears is kind of up to you, but the way I'm going to do it is because we want to have some white face on the outside, because, you know, there's like the inside thing of the ear. You want to do that, and then go like that, and you can kind of have a square ear, or you can make it more rectangular. Kind of your choice here. I guess what we could actually do is we go a third block this way, and then we go like that. We could do something like that. I think that looks like a realistic cat ear, but in Minecraft they are a bit more kind of rectangular, so we go like that. It looks more true to the original game. So then we do the same over here. So make sure you leave your little white bits poking out, because, you know, you got to make it look like it's not just a lump on the body, it's instead a actual ear. And boom, now when you look at that from the side, you see an ear, don't you? You do. Oh, also, we forgot to actually make these orange, because you don't want to leave just a random bit of orange there. So, yeah, it's meant to be an orange stripe going all the way across, and boom, that's our cat head. I think it looks pretty good, given the circumstances. You know, working 8x8 into a 7x7 space, it works just fine for me. In fact, you know what we'll do? It must be the fact that this isn't pink wool. Like, this pink is just not pink enough. That's got to be the one problem here. There we go. That's fixed everything right there. So let's move on to the body. So the body is kind of more of the same here. We have to just work orange stripes here, and this is where a lot of the tedious work comes in, and this is where a lot of the big bulk of the the stained clay you'll need comes in. Because basically what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get yourself just massive stripes along this top here. So you want to make sure they're separated by about 4 blocks each time. But first of all, we have one very close to the side here, so just go all the way across. And yeah, I'll just show the top bit here, then we'll work on the side later. Just because this is going to be one of those moments where I'm going to have to be like, oh, and then we'll go do that. So leave 4 blocks, do it again, then leave 4 blocks, do it again, so on and so forth, just all the way across the body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, then go across. And you should end up with 5 separate stripes on the body if you do it right. Let's hope that we do it right, and we end up that way. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, geez, we did that entirely wrong. And yeah, like that. That's where our stripes are going to be. Now what we want to do, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this goes to the very, very back of the cat. That's not the most ideal thing in the world, but we can deal with it to keep the stripes evenly placed, I guess. So then if we just do all of this, then we go ahead and we have ourselves the last stripe done. So now what we need to do, assuming these are equally spaced, which they should be, and they are, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these all down to, roughly here, and we're going to replace the top with orange too. But since that's just tedious, break the same thing, do the same thing over again, we're going to go ahead and do that. So make sure you're doing the same here, replace the yellow with orange where you need to, and make it go down, and you'll end up with something we'll see in like a second. So jump. Okay, so now, as you can see, we've got the stripes done. I had an extra block to them to make them 4 down from the top, just because it seemed more natural. We have a very weird-looking, kind of almost zombie cat, and now we want to fill in the rest with yellow, because there isn't too much detail to this whole thing. It's just mostly block yellow color with the orange stripes, so that means we just have to go along, fill it with yellow. So, again, this is going to be a relatively simple job. Just make sure that you keep the general shape of the thing. If you have the frame from earlier, it should be just as simple as like, we'll cover this whole thing up like this. So just go along like so, and then do this so on and so forth. And it should be relatively easy. And then, boom, you'll end up with the cat 99% finished. So, yeah, just go ahead, fill in the top, fill in the sides, fill in anything that's not filled in, including the floor if you want to. And then we'll meet back here, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. And boom, just like that, we now have a finished cat exterior. So now, there's a little hole in the top for me to get in and out, of course. But besides this, you can see it is a finished cat. And, given the Minecraft circumstances, it looks pretty good. And, or at least in my opinion. But you might be noticing there's one key feature a cat has that this is missing. And if you did notice, good job, because it is a tail. So a tail is something I am terrible at putting on, so I'd recommend doing your own. But for our particular example here, I'm going to be using it just as a basic way of just being like, okay, then we can have a nice little viewing window out the back here, because the tail was cut off, it was one of those sheared tails, so you can just have a tail that goes like this, and then boom, you get yourself a viewing angle. Of course, I'd recommend, trying to work out your own tail, but, if I did a real tail, it would look terrible. So there's our tail for now. As you can see, it looks great. And this is going to be our viewing place. So now if we just, we tear this in, then boom, because it's perfectly lined up with our flooring, then this is our second floor little viewing balcony. So if you're like, I want to see what's out the window, instead you can walk out here and see. So yeah, I do recommend trying to work out a real tail. Like I said, my example's not going to be awful, not going to be any good. Like, you can honestly leave without a tail as well. Like, a lot of people won't even notice the tail's missing, but it is something, if you want to have the true details on that, you can do. Anyway, let's focus on turning onto a house, because that is a big part of this guide, shall we? So again, you want to make sure that every part of the floor is, not exposed to the outside, because although you can have windows in your cat house, it's probably going to ruin the illusion at least some amount. And then you're also going to make sure that you leave at least one of these things open, because there's a lot of space in here that can go to good use. So yeah, if you want, you can make ladders into all of them. But for now, we'll just have one of these shown example. So yeah, now if we just cover that up, then boom, we've got ourselves the cat house. So basically, wait, is this correctly? Yeah, it's okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes just about sense. So yeah, now you want to make sure you have a second floor if you want to have one. In our case, we're just going to have a mini balcony for half the place, and then the other half will just be a bigger ceiling. And yeah, then you want to make a kind of a staircase up that, and boom, you got yourself kind of like a fancy penthouse inside a cat. But yeah, let's focus on dividing this thing up into rooms, shall we? So if you are going to divide this up into separate rooms, there are a few kind of tips I'd recommend. First of all, I recommend making full use of the cat face, which again we haven't finished the bottom of, because this can be like your executive room to sleep in. And if you really want to, you can replace one of the eyes with stained glass. It won't look too unnatural, but it kind of suits you as a way to see what kind of time it is outside and stuff like that. So for instance, what we can do is we can have like a little staircase up here, so a little thing like that. And then we can replace this eye here with the white stained glass. So we find that just down here. Then no one's even going to notice the difference, right? But there we go. You can now see in and out of the place. And it looks like nothing's up. And you can see, there is a field out there. And it is day. This is very handy information. But yeah, that's a thing I recommend doing the cat face. This is going to be my bedroom in this case, so we can decorate it by putting, I don't know, our bed down and, I don't know, like our furnace or whatever else. Just all the things you kind of want to put in here. Let's have a triple bed, just because we're fancy. You can put your chest down here. Just make this kind of your main room in the house, I'd recommend. Again, we can have like a second floor up here. Let's make that a guest bedroom or something. Yeah, again, I'm not the sort of person that does house design skills. If you want to have lots of houses, you can. But one thing I definitely do recommend is either having a secret room on the feet or just having one of your chest rooms being on the feet. Because what you can actually do here is you can make a really cool thing like this, where if we fill this with chests, we can basically make it like this, where because, you know, the whole thing's filled with double chests, like so. So if we just place them against the wall right here, that means that if you know where your chest is relative to the wall, you can just kind of slide down here till you get to the chest. And I think it's a really convenient way of storing it all. So you don't have to have a big chest room. You can instead just be like, I'm going to slide down till I find the chest that's for me, and then boom, get that. So yeah, that's why I recommend doing the feet. If you need multiple chest storage rooms, boom, you got multiple feet. In fact, you got 3 of them. And then, like I said, you'll make sure that you have at least one entrance into this place. There are a few ways you can do entrances. If you want, you can just kind of leave a hole like on the top like I did, and then ender pearl up there. If you want to make sure there's no, you know, sneaky way in, like there is right here, you can do that. But honestly, I reckon having a hole on the feet, like, it's barely even noticeable except at this specific angle. And even then, they have to realize they have to go in and do all the stuff. And yeah, if you want to make things secret, you can totally do that. If you want to cover things with a wall too, because this is white, it does fit an iron door quite well. So we throw an iron door on there, then boom, we've got ourselves a quite well hidden little thing in the foot. And you can do it in, you know, multiple ones of the feet so that people don't know which one they're going into. There's a bunch of cool ideas as to what you can do. Oh, we did that wrong. There's a bunch of cool ideas as to what you can do with this, and I look forward to seeing what you guys can do with an Ocelot house. So yeah, if you do decide to build yourself a ginger cat house, I'd love to see one. Send me a picture on Twitter at IBXToyCat. I'm always interested to see what people do with builds. And if you did like the video, please do like it and let me know. Let me know in the comments down below if you like this sort of video and you want to see more, or if you thought, you know what, Toycat, maybe you should stick to doing the non-building stuff, because I genuinely like to know either way. Otherwise, very much like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them all daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.